Hi, I'm Juanelle Garretson with SalinaHomes.com, and today I am excited to have with me Lori Blake, who is the Executive Director of CAPS here in Salina. This year, I have pledged to give a portion of all of my sales to a nonprofit charity here in our local community that benefits and serves the people of our fine city of Salina and the surrounding area with different services. And I'm glad to have Lori back in our podcast studio today. Welcome, Lori.
Thank you.
Lori, I would like for you to tell our viewers a little bit about what CAPS stands for and the services that you offer.
Okay. Well, CAPS is Child Advocacy and Parenting Services. We actually have been around since 1978. We were started originally by two women who were passionate about responding to child abuse in our community. And they recruited their friends to be a part of an incredible volunteer grassroots effort that aimed at educating our community about how abuse happens and how we can prevent that, not only within our own homes as parents and families, but also as a community to be advocates for children and to be watching out for them everywhere in their neighborhoods, in their own little communities, whether that be a church or in the workplace. But those two women created that, and in 1989 we became a formal nonprofit organization, and we have now grown. We have 8 programs, 6 of which are prevention based, child abuse prevention based, and 2 that are actual intervention supports. So a lot of people know about our school-based services, which is Happy Bear, which is sexual abuse prevention education. Bullying prevention education are the 2 school-based programs, and they serve every Saline and Ottawa County child ages 3 through 6th grade through those 2 school-based programs. And then we have parenting education, which is the number one way we're going to change a child's story. And that's really in response to the abuse that Wanda Macy, our founder, was seeing. She recognized that families didn't have support. And so she and her friend, Ruby Reese, started providing free parenting education and also free childcare support and services, because in the late 70s, you can imagine, our family dynamics looked a lot different. And so we didn't have all of these amazing community resources that live here in Saline County now. So they started providing free childcare, and that service continues today. It's called Respite Childcare. It's one free session of childcare for 3 hours, either in the morning or the afternoon, Monday through Friday. And that service has continued.
So, how would a person who wanted to take advantage of this opportunity find out about that service and you could get connected with them?
Yeah, so all of our services are free of charge to anyone in the community, and all they have to do is call our office, which is 785-825-4493, or you can go to our website, which is capsofsalina.org. I think the greatest opportunity we have to change a family's situation is our family mentoring program, and that is a prevention program where we go into the family's home and we work with them every week for 60 to 90 minutes on their goals. So they come to us lots of different ways. There are people who voluntarily want to learn more and participate and have that kind of support. And then we also get referrals from our court system and from the medical system and our education system for families that have indicated they may be at risk for not being successful and remaining together as a family unit.
So, how many families and or children do you feel like you do serve in the course of a year?
So annually, we work with just under 5,000 children and about 1,200 adults, whether that be parents, caregivers. We also have a CASA volunteer program, so some of those adults are volunteers that are working with foster care children in that system. We also are working with non-offending caregivers for children who have actually experienced abuse, as we coordinate that community response at Chris's Place Child Advocacy Center to conduct that investigation and then help the child and their family recover from that experience.
Okay, excellent. So, how did you get involved with CAPS? What was your personal passion or background that led you to this opportunity that you are serving in today?
Well, I went to school to be a journalist, and I really thought that would be my path. Upon graduating, I worked in the business world for 10 months in the capacity as a personnel supervisor, and I was hiring people off the street and kind of serving as a matchmaker for them. I really enjoyed the interactions with the people and the business community, but I was feeling like we were not helping the people as much as possibly we could because there was no education component to that. I went home one night literally with a migraine, and everything in my life is pretty spirit driven. And I prayed that night. I was just like, okay, is there something why I'm here? If this is where I'm supposed to be, please just give me a sign. And I'm not kidding you when I say the very next day, my friend Vicki Price, who I had grown up with at church, called me and said, I know you just graduated from college. I have no idea what you're doing professionally. Our business manager at CAPS just resigned and is leaving in 2 weeks. And we have a vacancy. We're in the middle of planning our biggest fundraiser. Would you have interest in just coming and talking? And I felt like that was a sign.
For
So
sure.
I did, and I went and I interviewed, and I started 3 weeks later at CAPS as their business manager. I worked there for 4 years. I've had kind of a wandering career with, again, those opportunities preparing me for this situation. Carolee Jones retired in December of 2014, and so I applied for the position when it was open and have been back as the executive director the last 8 years.
That's wonderful. So recently you had your online auction, which is one of your biggest events, I think, from the things I've known in the community. Was that successful for you?
Absolutely. We did have to kind of pivot after COVID, and we've gotten a lot of feedback about people missing the energy of the live event. But we were honestly starting to see attendance kind of wane in 2020 already, and so we were thrilled. We raised $54,000 online in our auction that just completed at the beginning of this month.
Excellent. So if I wanted to share with people in our community and they wanted to be a part of your organization, how could one volunteer or help you out with the services you're currently offering, and or in what capacity
So
do you need?
we always need volunteers in a wide variety of ranges. We need people to help fundraise. That's always something that people can hop right in and participate in. Not only do we do the auction annually, we have a dinner that we'd love for our community to come participate in, and that's always in the fall, the Every Child Matters dinner.
And I got to go to that last year.
Yes.
That was awesome.
So we really highlight our programs in a more in-depth way in that event. And so it's a great learning opportunity as well as a financial support to the work that we're doing. But we also have just little fundraisers throughout the year, like restaurant fundraisers, so you can feed your family and benefit the services that CAPS offers. But we also have things like a bigger time commitment where volunteers could become a CASA volunteer, and they would go through a 30-hour training to learn about the foster care system, and then they're assigned a child in the foster care that they stay with. And those volunteers reduce a foster child's placement by 7.5 months on average. So if you think about a child who has been removed from their parents' custody, 7.5 months is almost a full school year. And that's the impact that a CASA volunteer has on a child's life. To create that permanency, they're lifting their story directly. They have no other purpose to be there. They're not getting paid. They don't have other children. There's no dog or fight in the game. They are there solely for that child. And so we have 44.
I was going to ask how many.
Yeah, we have 44 volunteers that have gone through that certification process that are working with 52 children currently.
Okay, very
in Sullivan,
good.
Ottawa County.
Very good. So you mentioned the fall event. Do you have a date for that we could share?
We do not have that on the calendar yet, but it will be in October.
Okay.
It's usually a Tuesday or a Thursday evening.
Okay.
We try to avoid weekends and busy times for just scheduling conflicts in the fall.
And generally, you bring in a guest presenter to share some information about something that has helped families and or children in some kind of a way.
Absolutely. And I talked about the fundraising or giving of time. I think the biggest opportunity that we as citizens in this community have is just to watch out for kids and get involved in a child's life. Research shows that it takes one stable adult in a child's life to help them develop resilience and to overcome hard things in life. And so, if you make that commitment to a child, whether it's your own or a neighbor or a family member, you are doing the work that CAPS believes in every day. Our vision is to create a place where every child can be safe, healthy, and strong, and it takes every single one of us to make that happen.
Well, I thank you for coming over today, and my contribution is just small, but mostly I want to make others aware of some of the agencies that we have here in our town. And I am so grateful for the two women that founded CAPS, and that we have such a tremendous person as yourself and the staff that you have to help continue that vision and to serve the needs of children who maybe don't have someone who's looking out for them. So remember, CAPS, if you would like to help out children, and or thank you for everything that you do currently, friends, to be that mentor for a child's life here in Salina, which is a great place to live and to raise our most important people, our future leaders and citizens of our community.